Okay, so the next part is populating the boards once we have them printed. So you got your copper clad boards that are then printed. Populate them with components, the surface mount components, drill holes. Tell me, so you've done now how many of the boards? Like 5 or so?
Yeah,
or?
maybe 5.
Uh-huh. And then 2 of ours that you did for us, they worked, so that's great. Did you have difficulties in doing that, the soldering, like from the first instructional videos that you did?
I mean, it's, you know, it's you go a lot slower at the beginning, and you make a few mistakes, but I mean, it's just practice like anything else.
So you practiced a little bit, and then the 2 boards that you did make, they worked, so that was pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so tell us how you do that from the etched board.
So the drilling, you gotta get a really small drill bit.
Number 58.
It's not going to be in the regular drill bit section.
Uh-huh.
It'll be in the wire hole drilling thing. Okay. And then,
Where'd you get this one?
I got it Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware, okay.
Yeah, it's got a little section of small bits. And so I just eyeballed with the drill press. I just have a little drill press, you know, line it up, figure out where it is, turn it on, come down, drill a hole, turn it off, figure out where my next hole is going to be, and just move down the line of all the holes. Was
that challenging because you have that whole header of pins? Was that difficult to get all in the correct spacing?
Yeah, it is kind of. I mean, you got to take your time because it is kind of hard to because you're eyeballing it. There's no way to really.
But at least you have the markings from the etching, so that's a good start. Okay, we'll see how that goes in practice. So then, what about the components?
And then so I like to start off with the smallest stuff. Just resistors. Working out for the LEDs, MOSFETs, and then save the headers for last. And then there's the switch.
And you want to do the small ones too because they're not in the way. The headers would be in the way after you did them first.
Right. Yeah. That's mostly just make sure what's not going to get in the way kind of deal. And then just a typical surface mount soldering. Get some tweezers. One thing about the board, if there is a place where we're talking about if the etching didn't get all the way, you can just take some, clean up if there's like a knife or something to cut off extra copper if there's something wrong with it. That's happened. It's just it's real small. It'll make a bridge between 2 close places. You just chop it out.
Yeah. So you just did it with tweezers? Did you use a pair of helping hands, and what mechanisms did you use to hold the board in place?
I
taped it?
Yeah, you can tape it down on one side just to keep it steady. But for all like the resistors, most of it I just used tweezers. And then you'll have to like flip them over and kind of stuff, and get them all how you want them. And then diodes, and for the MOSFETs they're a little bit bigger, so I just kind of hold it. I'll do one side of the MOSFET, and then I'll push down and do the other side. And just it's a little bit bigger so you can handle it. And
for the resistors, you do one side first and then the other side, and you do the solder, the flux to begin with. Got a flux pen or something?
Oh, I got just a big jug of flux and a brush.
Also, you use a brush?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of nasty. Yep. Nasty stuff.
So flux and a brush. So what's the brush that you use? Like this?
Yeah, I got a for plumbing flux, but it's just,
is that still good or did it dry up?
It dries up, but it just it doesn't really matter. Just get it on there.
Okay. All right. So anything else? Let's move on to the actual. What else? Any other tools?
I like to use this just a clamp. But when I'm doing the terminals or the what do you call this? The terminals?
Yeah, the screw down terminals.
Yeah. I'll set the board in here and kind of clamp it down because it's kind of hard to do the terminals onto the surface because they're really supposed to be through hole, but we don't have that, so we're kind of like shooting the gap in between the bottom of it and the surface.
Wait, so the screw down terminals, you solder them from the back side or from the underside?
From onto the top of the board.
Under the top of the board, in between but the terminal is in the way, so I guess we'll see that later, how that's done. Okay.
So I have this so I can get it at an angle it's easy. It's kind of
And then you punch it down, or no? You press it all the way down. You press the screw terminal down all the way, and then you get
not all the way.
solder.
Yeah,
not all the way.
A little gap, just enough so you can get your solder and soldering iron in there. And then.
And you solder it in, and then you press it down, or no? No, that's just the.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's get to the build.
Okay.